music in my ear, the sweetest name on earth. Hello, welcome back to Natural Music. Today we are going to be starting the verse on "Oh How I Love Jesus" in the 3/4 time in the key of A flat. So you should have just heard the intro and part of the verse, and so you get the idea of how this is supposed to sound. So let's talk about the basics of the rhythm and the chords, and then we'll get into what we can build around that. So since this is 3/4 time, we're going to supply a bass note in the left hand. So 1, 2, 3. Sometimes you can hold it through 2 measures and do it 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and just sustain it. Sometimes you hit it every measure, but every time there's a chord change for sure. And sometimes the chord changes almost every measure. So really, you will be changing every measure just to a chord change. In the right hand, let's use an A flat since we're in the key of A flat. We're going to create kind of just a rhythm strumming pattern, kind of like a guitar would. So this hand's kind of like the bass guitar, and this is the rhythm guitar. We're supplying that, and then we're going to build upon that on top of the chords. So an A flat, since it's 3/4 time, we're going A flat, C, and E flat. That's a regular A flat. We'll probably start out with this one, but I'll use this one because this is the most common looking A flat, I would say. So sustain the pedal down and go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See how that is? And so you would hit the 1 down here, the octave or low note A flat, and go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And if you were to change, here's D flat, 2, 3, E flat, 1, 2, 3, A flat. And we'll get into the different voicings of those chords here in a second. But I wanted you to get the general concept of how this is, especially if this is your first video with us to watch. The rest of you, that's old news. Let's talk about this song and how we get into it. We're coming out of the intro. If you've chosen to learn the intro, you know the end of it ends like this. All right? And it ends on this D flat with an E flat down here. And that's actually the first word of the verse. And this is going to apply to all the verses you choose to do this song. But we'll use the first verse as an example. But you can play all 3 of them this way as long as you're in the key of A flat here. So the first word is there, of there is a name I love to hear. So on there, you'll see there on your chord sheet, pay attention to that, the D flat with the E flat. That's actually the end of the intro that you learn. So there, then is where we'll start the rhythm of A flat. So let's use this A flat right here. Octave A flat here, E flat, A flat, and C. And we're going to go on the word is, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now you can go through and just play it like that and play rhythm the whole way through. And that's not a bad thing to do. And sometimes that's even best if you're playing with a lot of other players. But let's talk about some things that we can do on those measures and on those chords to make it just a little bit interesting. Nothing drastic, just enough to keep it from being so boring. So on the ands of the measures, and by that I mean 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and, all right? So in between measures, the ands, there's technically 1 and 2 and 3, and I'm just talking about at the end of the measure, after 3 of the measure. There's a few different options of things that you can do. One thing that you can do is you can add the bass note, the 5th of the chord, which in A flat would be E flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the scale. And so since you're on an octave A flat down here, you can hit that note real quick. You can go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and see how we do that? Okay, so you can do that. And then also in the right hand, if you're real quick about it, you can do the minor above the chord and hit it real quick. So in this case would be a B minor. So here's a regular B minor, D flat, and F. So let's try that. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1. See see how I kind of make that just a little bit louder and choppy, and I get back to there. And we'll use a little bit different voicing on that B minor. You can play this one, you can play this one, you can play the shell of it, and we'll talk about which ones I'm going to choose to do. But all of those will work, and you can do it on other chords: D flat to E minor, E flat minor, and then approaching a chord. If I'm going back to A flat, I can do that B flat minor. You know, so that's something that is a possibility. So let's dive into the song. Now that we kind of have a general concept of what's going to be taking place, we have some walks and we have some of those ands, those just kind of accent things that we're going to do. So there is a name I love to hear. Okay? So let's talk about up until that point. So we're holding out this D flat and E flat. We're getting out of the intro. We're going to land on the first word of is. There is, and we're going to this A flat. So let's go to this A flat actually. E flat, A flat, and C with an octave A flat. There is a name I love. Okay, so we're using this A flat, but we're going to do that B flat minor on the and. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to use the shell of a B flat minor since this is pretty low. So you can go ahead and add the B flat in there, but I'm not going to. I'm going to play the F and the C. Here's the B flat minor. I'm going to release the B flat minor or the B flat out of the B flat minor and just play F and D flat there. So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and then on the end of the next measure of that A flat, I'm going to play this B flat minor. I'm going to play it backwards. I'm going to put the D flat and the F and move it down here. So, and you can play the shell of that. You can just play D flat and B flat and leave the F out of there that time. So you can go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, and then that gets you down to this A flat. I like how it just kind of walks down. You don't have to. You could go, but I like it to walk down when we do that. Just my personal preference. So I go down on this A flat, C, E flat, and A flat. So real slow, we're going, there is a name I love. So I just played the shell of those, all right? And just give us something interesting to do. Let's add the left hand in now. There is a name I love to hear. Okay, now when we get to the word here, that next measure, we're down here on this A flat. We're going to get ready and start this walk. We're going to go A flat, E flat over G, and I'll explain that in a second. We're going down to E flat. But there's another measure of A flat after we just did 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and. So right before we start that walk, I'm jumping all the way back up here because it's starting to get too low. I'm not going to go. We're getting too far down here. We're going to come up here, and we're going to hit the B flat minor up here, 2, 3, and we're just going to hit 2 notes of that, of the B flat minor, and I'll show you the reason why. Because we're going back to, we're just going to go to that A flat, and we're going to start a walk. So first off, we got B flat and D flat is our B flat minor, the 2 notes we're going to play. You can play 3 notes of that, but I'm just going to play 2. And because I'm going to go down to this A flat chord, and I'm not going to add the E flat in there, I'm going to play A flat and C, so I'm going like that, all right? Because when we hit this A flat and C, it's going to start this walk. Okay? Now, we are walking down to an E flat chord, and technically the chords to walk down to that we're playing is an A flat, an E flat with a G down here, a F minor, and down to an E flat. And it sounds just fine to go, I love, like this. There is a name I love. Oh, sorry. I love to. Sorry, keep on messing up. There is a name I love to hear. See where this spot's at? And you could just go, I love, and that sounds just fine. But to add something a little different, we're just going to play on the A flat after we go that part of that B flat minor. When we hit that A flat and C there, we're going to go and then we're going to come up and with our pinky hit the E flat, and we're holding the A flat down there. Our left hand's just walking down. So on the A flat, we're doing this. Then we're gonna hit a G in the left hand with the E flat with the G. You see that on your chord sheet? And G and B flat is what we're gonna hit of the E flat. And then we're gonna come back up and hit that E flat again, all right? While sustaining this G. Now of the F minor, it's actually on the word I, right before love, which we're going to an E flat. We're gonna hit the two notes of an F minor, F and A flat with an F there. And we're gonna go, just to keep it the same, we're gonna go back up and hit this E flat. Now technically an F minor is this, but an F minor 7, you know, with the is adding the E flat in there. So we are going to keep that, you know, rolling like this. So we'll play an F minor 7 really and add the 7th note in there just so we can keep on kind of hitting that over and over. It just sounds right to me. So, and then we're down here to an E flat. I love, and I'm gonna, you can go down and hit this E flat. That's perfectly fine. I'm just gonna keep it here so I can kind of get out of it. I'm gonna hit G, B flat, and E flat here. So I'm gonna go. I love to sing. All right. So let's go over what we have done before. Coming out of the intro. And those might not be there. I was acting like those were there again. There is a name I love to hear. I love to sing. All right, so that's what we've done so far. Now when we get to that E flat, we're gonna go, I love. On that and there, I'm gonna hit that B flat. Because that's the 5th note of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of E flat. You can go 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. So I love to sing. It's worth. Now back to A flat, octave A flat, C, and E flat. It's worth. Then right there, we're going to hit and sustain a D flat. So A flat, D flat, and F is the voicing of that D flat I'm doing with an E flat chord down here. It's worth, so it's worth, we're on an A flat, worth. And then I'm gonna roll up this D flat, or actually A flat suspended, I guess, or it could be a D flat with a 2 in there, for those of you that are into that. But if not, you can just follow along. I'm gonna do octave A flat, D flat, E flat. I'm gonna roll it over that E flat there, like that. All right, so I love to sing. It's worth. It sounds okay. So that gets us halfway through the verse. Now you're gonna notice right here at the beginning of this. We're going to do that same thing we did before at the beginning of the verse, though, with the B flat minors on the A flat. So we go back to an A flat. It sounds like music. All right, so I'm going to play this A flat. And then on the 3 of that, I'm going to hit the shell of a B flat minor down to this A flat. So the shell of the B flat minor, just like before, is F and D flat. So 1, 2, 3, and just to keep it walking down, I'm gonna go down and play this A flat now. E flat, A flat, and C. So we start here, hit there, down to here. So it sounds like music in. Now on in, we're gonna go to an F minor, F octave with F, A flat, and C. In my ear, I went in 1, 2, 3, and 1. Added that C in there, you know. In my ear, the sweetest name on earth. Oh, okay. So after that F minor, we have this walk at the end on sweetest name on earth, and then we do that ending leg like the intro. So let's talk about how to accomplish that walk. On your chord sheet, it kind of maybe looks crazy to you. Maybe it doesn't if you're used to seeing that. You see B flat minor, A flat over C, D flat, A flat slash E flat 7, to A flat, to D flat, to A flat, to D flat over E flat. Now, that seems like a lot if you were just watching it on the spot, if you're not used to that. But really, it's just if you think about doing a walk in your left hand up to the E flat, we're going B flat, C, D flat, E flat, and then assigning chords to it on our right hand. So we're on an A flat, and we go, the sweetest name on earth, and we go, just like the intro. That's the A flat, the D flat, back to A flat, and then you're to that D flat over E flat. Then you're into the chorus. So let's talk about what chords we're going to play over that. B flat, C, D flat to E flat. So we're going to play B flat minor with the 7 in there. So here's a regular B flat minor, B flat, D flat and F. But I'm going to make it a 7. You don't have to. I just choose to do it. I don't even have the 7 written on the chord sheet, I don't believe. So sweet. And when we go to C down here, I'm playing A flat up here. So it's A flat with C down there. Sweet. So we're on this B flat minor chord. With the C, we're going to go A flat, C, and E flat, and then D flat. So this D flat, which it looks a lot like the B flat minor, this changes the name of the chord down here. So we're playing A flat, D flat, and F. So really you're going here, A flat, back to there, and their left hand's changing. You're going, so, sorry. All right, and then we're going back to A flat. So if you think about it like this, the left hand's walking up, and then your right hand's just playing this, A flat, back to this, to A flat, and then the left hand's just walking up. It's not that hard if you think about it like that. The sweetest name. All right, so then you're to that A flat over E flat, and then on we're gonna go E flat 7. So I'm gonna play it G, B flat, and D flat. So the sweetest name on earth, and down to this this A flat, E flat, A flat, and C. And then you'll see right there where it goes to D flat, back to A flat, to a D flat over A flat, and that is simply, you can just play that 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But I'm playing, that was designed there for that lick that we played at the end of the intro, which I won't go over. Go back and watch the intro video. Go 1, 2. So it goes. All right, so we're doing this A flat, and then we're doing that lick over the D flat, back to A flat. 1, 2, 3. All right. So it's like this. The sweetest name on earth. So on earth, you hit an A flat a couple times. 1, 2, then do the lick over D flat to A flat. D flat, E flat. Okay? So let's do that all nice and slow. The sweetest name on earth. Oh, then you're into the chorus. So let me play this full verse for you nice and slow so you can grasp the context of it with just the piano here. So we're coming out of the intro. There is a name I love to hear. I love to sing. It's worth. It sounds like music in my ear. Here's that walk. The sweetest name on earth. And into the chorus. Oh, how I love. Okay, so that is it for the verse on Oh How I Love Jesus in the key of A flat. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. We will see you at the next lesson, where we go over the chorus and the tag, and we'll finish up this song. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you then.